the Legend of Zelda storyline is full of twists and turns, and famously splits in several different directions, and Tears of the Kingdom is set up to be one of the biggest and best entries in the franchise. However, I believe that not only will Tears of the Kingdom be epic in its story, it may also be more like Skyward Sword than to its predecessor, Breath of the Wild. Now let me tell you how this may happen. In order to do this, we have to go back a few years, as we eagerly awaited a second trailer and instead got Skyward Sword HD. Skyward Sword, with its motion controls heavily integrated at its release, caused some division amongst fans. Compared to the last major release, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword only sold 3.67 million, compared to Twilight Princess, nearly 5 million copies more, most of which were also on the Wii. However, when Eiji Anomo came onto the screen and instead introduced Skyward Sword HD for the Nintendo Switch, this was the first major hint at what to expect. In his reveal, he was very deliberate to mention that this was the first entry in the storyline and depicts the creation of the Master Sword. The decision to release the HD version of Skyward Sword on the Switch with its massive install base was very deliberate. This game is going to be integral to the story of Tears of the Kingdom. I think that much is very clear, and with the poor performance of its initial Wii release, Nintendo needed more people to play the game and understand the story for the very first game in the timeline. It would be several months until we got the next reveal, and it would give us a much greater understanding. Once we got the second trailer of Tears of the Kingdom at E3 2021, this is when we finally got to see something outside of the initial tease from E3 2019. Not only did we see what appears to be a skeleton of Ganondorf, but also we got to see Link diving through the sky, hinting that this gameplay may be similar to what we saw in Skyward Sword. And for the first time, we see the decision to release Skyward Sword HD being important. However, the biggest plot hint was shown when we got a few seconds of new footage when we got a delay announcement. There's a few seconds where we see Link's arm, apparently corrupted by malice, but we also see the Master Sword, which is also corrupted and broken. In the same scene, though, Link's hand is glowing with the Triforce, and it seems that he is holding the Master Sword towards a flame, which is exactly what is done in Skyward Sword, as the creation of the Master Sword was shown as the Goddess Sword was purified by 3 sacred flames to become the Master Sword. In Tears of the Kingdom, it appears we will need to perform this process, the purification and/or restoration of the Master Sword. Seeing the Master Sword in this condition also begs the question, what happened to Fi, Link's Navi-like companion from Skyward Sword, and Demise, the original villain who was sealed inside the Master Sword? In Breath of the Wild, Zelda makes a slight mention of this, as she says she has heard a voice come from the sword, a reference to Fi as she has resided in the sword, as Link journeyed through Skyward Sword. This hint from the trailer, plus the Easter egg hidden in Breath of the Wild, makes me think that we will see the return of Fi, but also that Demise is once again roaming free, thanks to the work of this zombie Ganondorf. Changing course slightly, it appears that we will see time travel, which we have also not seen since Skyward Sword. We see 2 different versions of Link. The first was the Link from Breath of the Wild, with his distinctive blue tunic. However, in the second trailer, we see a wild Link, back in green with his hair flowing like a caveman. The Link in blue is the Link we grew to know in Breath of the Wild, while the Link in the more traditional green is from the past. This may be a case where we see Hyrule having 2 distinctive planes, one in the quote present, while the other is in the past, similar to what we saw in A Link to the Past. With these 2 versions of Hyrule, Link may need to save both times. With the return of Demise, Link will need to go into the past to vanquish Demise once and for all, and the Link at the present will need to battle Ganondorf to secure the present. This may also be a way for them to unify the timelines and ultimately be the last story in the Zelda universe, but we'll save that for another time. At this point, we still know shockingly little about Tears of the Kingdom, despite only being 4 months to release. However, from these small clues in the trailers we've gotten so far, I think that we will see a game that plays like Breath of the Wild, but tells a story far closer to Skyward Sword. So what do you think? Will Tears of the Kingdom fall somewhere in this zone, or am I up in the night? Let me know your thoughts and theories down in the comments, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and like button on your way out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, catch you later.